Hello, welcome back to our channel. This is Temilaya and Mom channel. Yeah, if you are new, please click the subscribe button and stay with us. And to all of our returning subscribers, thank you for always coming back. So today we are about to do something a little different. Yeah, so I always go to the comment section, and even if I don't react to it on time, I will always react to it. Like a lot of people have asked, how do you make your sauce? I mean, the sauce I use in coating my chicken just after frying. Okay, this is the simple way I coat it. First of all, you want to buy very fresh vegetables, like fresh pepper mix, right? You want your tomato to be solid. You don't want to get the mushy ones. You want them to like be very okay. Then you want some onions. So I'm just going to go ahead and mince all of these. Like I'm going to grate them to get the beautiful sauce look that everybody likes. So firstly, I'm going to assemble my chopper. The good thing about this sauce is how I do absolutely everything with it. Like I don't just use it to coat chicken. It tastes really good that I use it to make rice sometimes. Like when I'm just hungry, I can just go ahead and boil some rice and eat with it. Like you can use it for yam, you can use it for potatoes, for plantain. It's just a multi-purpose sauce. Like you can use it for absolutely everything. So you want to make it tasty, and this is how I go about it. As we go, I'll tell you why and how I do certain things, and just tell you why I do it. Okay, so firstly I add the onions. I'm going to mix this. I'm not adding the pepper mix, pepper and tomato now, because I actually want to get the onions out so I can saute it when I'm frying. So, and I don't want to go through the process of using my knife, because I actually want the onion in a very small bit, because it's a sauce, so I don't really need the chunk of onion showing in there. So here is the beautiful fine chopped onions. I'm going to pass it on to the plates. So once I'm done with that, I'm just going to go ahead and continue chopping the rest of the mix. Yeah, so there was no need going to clean up the blender, because I'm still going to like use everything together in one pot. So yeah, I'm going to add the pepper and the shop. I'm supposed to get like tatashe, but I couldn't get when I went to the market, so I'm just going to add the pepper and shop. And yes, I'm going to blend this separately from the tomato, because I don't want the pepper to actually blend too much, because if I add the tomato now, the liquid from the tomato is actually going to add some moist and make the pepper too soft. So I'm going to run this for few seconds. Like this chopper, I don't think I've talked about it enough. It does the magic. It's chop anything and everything you get, and it gives you the exact texture or whatever that you need, like how you want it. It gives it to you. So here is how beautiful the pepper looks. This is exactly what I want. I don't want it to be too smooth, because adding the tomato at the same time is going to like get it too smooth, like smoother than this. So I'm just going to get that one out of the blender and then go ahead and continue with the tomato. So back in the kitchen, I've already heat up some oil. At this point, you don't need too much oil. You just need like enough to fry up the tomato and all. So the reason you don't need too much oil is because it's just going to be a waste. You don't really need it. You are just making a sauce, okay? So the onion is like sauteing here, and I'm just going to add I'm adding thyme. I'm going to add like the ingredients I want to use except the seasoning cubes, okay? So yeah, I'm adding thyme. I'm just going to sprinkle some of that in. No measurement needed, okay? So I'm just going to add some of that, and then I added some curry. Yeah, I'm adding this to the oil and onions that is already frying. So I've added some curry. So I'll just go ahead and like saute this. I went ahead and added some rosemary. Yeah, I like the smell. I like how it's end up looking in the sauce. It looks good. Yeah, so I'm just going to add the pepper mix because that's onions I've actually fried for some time. I've added the pepper mix. So you want to give this a good stir, like you want to stir it to get it all mixed. You can see the oil is not really much because you just want it fried, and you don't really need it fried for a long time. You just want it to like fried a little. And this is another reason why you need fresh tomato. You don't need like tomato that already has water in it, because you don't want it to end up frying too long, just so that you can get the sour taste out. Like this, you already know that there's no sour taste on this mix that we have here, because everything is fresh. So I'm just going to turn that for some time, then cover it to simmer for say 3 to 4 minutes. Yeah, you don't really need it to be too soft, so you want to simmer this for just few minutes. So just go ahead and cover it for the few minutes, and while we came back, it was already well fried. You can see the little oil we added already came up, and it was looking good. At this point, it was fully ready. Like, you just go ahead and add the rest of the seasoning that you need to add. Now I'm going to add some salt because I did add that earlier. Yes, so I've added some salt. You can actually just add any seasoning that you want, but I always make my dishes like the regular, with seasoning cubes, salt, ginger, garlic. But in this case, I didn't even add ginger and garlic because I use a lot of that to boil my chicken, so I didn't just bother adding it in the sauce. I don't add it to the sauce. So I added the seasoning cubes that come in powder form, and I'm just going to stir this for some time. Give it a good stir so everything will like mix up good. So yeah, I'm just giving it a good stir. At this point, you don't really need to go cover it anymore. You just want those vapors out because you've already gotten your tomato and pepper mix cooked. So you just want to taste for salt, you want to taste for seasoning, you want to taste for whatever seasoning you are using that you really want to have the taste in your food. So that's it. That's practically all. That's like everything. So you can see how it looks. You can see why I didn't blend the tomato and the pepper together, because I actually want those seeds. I want the tomato or the shabo seeds. I want them showing. This is how good it looks when you add your chicken, like when you sauce it with your chicken. So yeah, it was already cool enough, though it's not fully cool, but I really want to do something else. So I'm just going to show you how I stored this. Like, I'll just go ahead and put them in takeaway packs. Yeah, I'll just like portion them. Sometimes I use a smaller pack depending on what I want to use it for, because I don't really like going to the refrigerator and start taking sauce from each. No, instead just portion it in smaller packs, and when you need it you just go for one. So yeah, I'm going to use 3 packs because I have like 3 major orders I'm making this for. I'm not actually making much stew like I'm supposed to. Like, my freezer is packed. my fridge everywhere is full. So I prefer to store the fresh vegetables than storing the what's it called, the sauce, so that just to retain freshness. I don't want to like overpack the fridge with already cooked stuff. So I'm just like portioning. I'm going to leave some in the pot because after this video I have an order. So here is what we made. Here's how it looks. Thank you. Please like, subscribe and share if you haven't. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
I no go stop, I no go settle.